Hello guys, these are the manga I read in September 2020 and it was such an enjoyable month as I read so much manga that I cannot wait to tell you about. So let's get started. First off, Claymore Volume 1 until 15. This is the best manga I've ever read this month, if not so far. There are 27 volumes in total and there was never a moment of dullness or boredom while reading Claymore. The end of every book made me want to continue reading the next one immediately. If you are unfamiliar with this title, it is about an organization of women warriors called Claymores. Claymores are the only people who can kill human-eating monsters called Yoma. Claymores are not fully human themselves because they are hybrid creatures which are a human and Yoma mix. Not only is there a mystery behind Yoma, there seems to be a secret related to the Claymore organization. Claymores receive orders from this mysterious bald man telling them their missions. What I like about this manga is that the drawing, screen tones, and the shading. The monsters or Yoma creatures depicted here are remarkable. All of them have different designs and you can feel how powerful they are. And if you like badass women, strong, skillful with no silly dramas, then this is definitely for you. This manga has very few texts and very straightforward, but somehow the author managed to run a long, intricate story. There is never a dragging and everything is done with a purpose and the pace is perfect. Volume 12 was intense because it described the climax of the battles of the Awakened Ones, and up to Volume 13, there was a time skip that would bring you the new condition of the world that we are about to find out further. So overall, I'm trying not to read this manga super quickly, so I will always have something to look forward to, but I totally recommend this title. Next is To Love Ru Volume 1 until 6. As you can see, this is a 2-in-1 edition. I love this book size and type. It is slightly smaller than a typical Viz manga and it's very thick. I prefer omnibuses than regular manga for pricing and aesthetics reasons. But for the story, I am actually not liking it very much. To Love Ru is probably one of the pioneers in the ecchi harem world, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you read it in 2020, you can get a better ecchi harem manga out there in my honest opinion. You can see the drawing here, they seem like chibis. I prefer this other manga called Yokai Girls that I will tell you about. And second, about To Love Ru is that the characters' personality are super bland and has no depth. Third, as for the story, it is quite simple. Lala is an alien who escaped from her planet Deviluk to planet Earth and crashed in Rito's bathtub. Lala ran away because she was forced to marry and choose a suitor. Even knowing Rito, Lala decided that she likes Rito and she wants to marry him instead. But Rito, of course, likes another girl, a classmate of his, called Haruna-chan. This manga has a slice of life theme. Each chapter is kind of a standalone story, which makes it not exactly my favorite. Is this manga funny? In my opinion, not exactly. I like a character called Motemitsu Senpai here, a guy who likes making advances to pretty girls, and he even has a glossary of every cute girl in the school. But apart from that, the story is more like for a kids show except for the ecchi part. And I bought the completed series and have 5 more books or 10 volumes to read on. But honestly, I don't feel like reading it that much most of the times. But yeah, I will eventually get around to reading the whole series, but it may take a while. Next, it's Yokai Girls Volume 1 and 2. This manga has the same publisher with To Love Ru, which is Ghost Ship. On paper, it is an ecchi harem manga, but with a hint of horror. And it is better than To Love Ru, at least so far. I love the drawing, it is super clean. I love the backgrounds, the fashion, and the poses they make. Visually, it's appealing. And as for the story, it is about a 20-year-old virgin guy who has a special ability. He can see yokai spirits or ghosts. He can smell them because they stink. In the story, he has his own mission, which has something to do with his sister, which I will not mention as it will be a spoiler. But along the way, he will encounter other ghosts, and the ghosts are based on true existing myths or legends in Japan, which is pretty cool. The vibe of the manga is not super scary, if at all, but it is slightly mysterious since you will learn about ghosts and the different things they do. There is a good development in just 2 volumes of manga, so overall, it is quite nice. I will continue reading it. And next one is 20th Boy Century Volume 1. I love this book design as it is thick and an omnibus. It is also taller or bigger than a regular manga, and it is called the Perfect Edition, where Viz Media combined 2 volumes into one. And what do I say? For the 2 volumes in this book, it is somewhat slow-paced, a lot of back and forth scenes about the past, the future, and the current timeline. The story itself is fascinating. It is about a cult. Who doesn't love reading on cults? They are cryptic and scary, and they pull you into knowing more about who is behind it, what's the purpose, what do they want, and how do they even brainwash people. The vibe of this book is not exactly horror so far, but I enjoyed this book and have bought 3 more books, which are 6 volumes in total. But it is not that thrilling so far, in my opinion, but even so, maybe it will get far more interesting in the next ones. And next one is Scumbag Loser. It's another thick omnibus. It is a 3-in-1 and it is a complete edition. The cover is fascinating. It is my kind of thing. It's just intriguing and nasty, so I had to get it. The story is about a guy called Masahiko who doesn't want to be the biggest loser in the class by lying that he got a girlfriend. But to his surprise, that woman he claims to be his girlfriend comes to school the next day as a transfer student. But here is the plot twist. That girl named Mizusawa shouldn't exist. So who is this Mizusawa in front of Masahiko right now? Is it an imposter? Or is it a ghost? Little did Masahiko know that he would be Mizusawa's meal ticket. But unfortunately, the ending sucks. The author mentioned in the book that he had so much to tell still, but somehow this manga ends at only volume 3. So here is me comparing it to Junji Ito's work, Uzumaki, the size and the thickness. And to sum it up, the story was not the worst. It was pretty enjoyable still, but if you do not mind with an ending that seems to be rushed, then it's fine if you want to get it. I would rate it a 7 out of 10. And the last one is Fire Punch Volume 1 until 8. I have reviewed it. You can look up at my other video about the Fire Punch review, but to tell you in short, it sucks. It's 6 out of 10. Voila, that's everything. Thank you for watching and see you in another one.